welcome back to another edition of Vera's View, where I run down Raw and SmackDown with my wins and fails. My first fail for Raw this week is Gallows, Anderson, and Elias versus Titus, Apollo, and Jason Jordan. I really wasn't feeling this match. I'm not so sure why. Maybe it had something to do with the fact the whole show was being built around a potential six-man tag match at TLC, and yeah, it was just too much six-man tag stuff going on. Or maybe it had something to do with the fact that I can't really get behind, either Titus or Apollo or Jason Jordan. I don't really know. But yeah, moving on. Cedric Alexander versus Jack Gallagher is my next fail. That's enough said about that one. And my last fail for Raw sadly includes one of my favorite performers, Finn Balor. Yeah, his pumpkin makeup that they showed they're gonna have at TLC, like they're having the Demon versus Sister Abigail, and he has some weird makeup going on. And yeah, I just really wanted this feud with Bray Wyatt to be really cool, and week to week it's getting lamer and lamer. My first win though started off with the Shield doing the old entrance where they come down through the crowd. I really love seeing that again. It's pretty cool that 5 years later they've come full circle back to TLC. My next win is I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. Loved Carl Anderson's little tribute to the Honky Tonk Man during his vocal warm-up with Gallows and Elias this week. Alicia Fox attacking Sasha Banks was surprisingly a win for me. I'm not the biggest fan of the Foxy one, but it's nice to see some actual character development happening here. Like they're, really pushing the whole she's crazy, she's nuts, she's a batshit thing. Making her snap after losing their match. My last win is a long one. It's kind of broken down to a bunch of different little wins, but the first one is when the crowd started chanting, "You look stupid" at Sheamus and Cesaro, because I thought, just got a little laugh there. I love their weird outfits with the kilts and the sunglasses, and yeah, "You look stupid" was funny. This whole show had a really good structure, in my opinion. It was built around the main event, around the fact that at TLC, we don't know if we're going to have a 3-on-3 match or a 3-on-5 match. It's going to be Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns in the main event of Raw. If Roman Reigns wins, it's just going to be The Miz and The Bar versus The Shield. But if Braun Strowman wins, he gets added into the match, and they also get a fifth competitor, which is presumably going to be Curtis Axel. I just really think it's underrated to have such a clean-cut, lead up to the main event. The whole show just had, like I said, really good structure. And the match itself between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns was actually really good. People shit on Roman a lot, and Braun Strowman is being known as a big guy, mightn't get a lot of credit in the ring, but they had a really good match. I also like the little side story they had going on with the Bar and the Shield, and the Miz kind of all backstage fighting, and Miz kind of bars them out, and we don't know why. But we find out that it's because Kane is under the ring. He comes up, we never saw it coming. I didn't anyways. I love being surprised. And yeah, he just attacks Roman Reigns, beats the actual shit out of him. Then Braun Strowman starts beating up Roman Reigns, and two of them just kind of take turns until Braun decides to finally put the big dog out of his misery and get the pin. And yeah, now we're going to have a 5-on-3 match at TLC. And the fifth competitor is now not going to be Curtis Axel, but Kane himself. I'm really, really intrigued to see where this goes. Are they going to do a whole kind of this is Kane's revenge for Roman Reigns putting down The Undertaker at WrestleMania? Are they going to do some kind of Brothers of Destruction reunion? I've heard that it's possible The Undertaker isn't officially done yet. So yeah, really going to be cool to see what they do with this. Will they be Brothers of Destruction versus The Shield? Will it just be a one-off with Kane? I hope they don't drop the ball here and just kind of be meh, that's it, we're done. But yeah, moving over to SmackDown Live, I have two fails. The first one being Sin Cara getting a victory, albeit a count-out one over the United States champion. We know I don't love Baron Corbin, but what was the point of Sin Cara getting the victory here? Couldn't they have just let Baron win this one? I feel like it should have been a bit of a squash match, but it wasn't. And my last fail for SmackDown Live is Jinder Mahal announcing that at Survivor Series, he wants to challenge Brock Lesnar. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. Do you have a death wish, sir? I'm not really sure what your problem is. So you don't have any more, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have any more competitors that are worthy on SmackDown, but Brock Lesnar, you're stupid. Let's, just sink into the whole storyline thing, but looking at outside of that, Brock Lesnar is known for kind of being lazy during his recent WWE run, and that he hasn't really done a whole lot of work in the ring. So with him being that kind of competitor, and then Jinder Mahal being kind of a sinking ship, people are kind of getting more and more pissed off with it being champion. Can this match be any good? Who really wants to watch it? I know I personally don't. Maybe both the people are out there that do, but yeah, not feeling it. My wins, though, started off with Sami Zayn. He cut this amazing heel promo on Daniel Bryan. Well, I really enjoyed it anyway. I don't know about you guys. He was talking about Daniel Bryan, how the fact that he only got where he is because of the fans. The fans pushed him to be in the spotlight, but they didn't do the same for Sami Zayn, and now he just doesn't care anymore. He is taking back his career, and he tells Daniel Bryan that if he had done the same, and maybe if he had worked a little smarter, he wouldn't have had to retire. Ouch, like cutting deep with that one. He says, you know what, it's really heartbreaking to him, more than anybody else, to see Daniel Bryan, a man who broke his body for glory, become nothing more than a housewife. Ouch. Like, I had to feel like this was a probably really personal thing to go about, and I feel like he might have had to apologize to Daniel Bryan backstage for it, but it really worked, I think, in getting him over more as a heel. Yeah, it kept going from there. Like, you know, Kevin Owens came out and talked about him being like Mr. Bella and yada yada, but I really enjoyed Sami Zayn's part, especially. Like, this is a good storyline in my opinion. My next win is Dolph Ziggler getting the win over Bobby Roode. Like, yeah, he used the tights, but whatever. I'm all about his momentum changing because I've heard that Dolph Ziggler's really coming to the end of his WWE career, and if this is going to be one of his last programs, I would like to see him come out on top. I mean, maybe that's just me, but yeah, I want to see him do some fun stuff if this is indeed his last run or one of his last programs. And my last win is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got a big victory over these two this week. I mean, I know Sami did use a low blow to get it, but hey, a win's a win. I love them just celebrating backstage. I thought it was going to be cut short when Daniel Bryan announced that Shane McMahon is going to be back next week and deciding their matches, but it didn't, or didn't seem to anyway. They came back out showboating again to Orton and Nakamura. Yeah, and they ended off the show with this great big, like, best friends hug, and yeah, Kevin Owens is yelling, "Hold me tight!" at the top of his lungs, and I'm just cracking up. I'm kind of suspicious, though. I'm just wondering if this aired, like, in the wrong order. Did someone accidentally air, like, a pre-tape of them backstage talking about Shane McMahon's return before they were supposed to? I feel like that would have been a better way to end the show. Sami and Kevin Owens are celebrating, and then they go backstage and find out, you know what, fun's over because Shane's back next week, but who knows? Maybe that's the way they wanted to go. That's all for this week, guys. Please check back soon. Next week, we're going to have the fallout from TLC over on Raw, and we're going to have some more fun on SmackDown, I'm sure. That's all for this week. I'm Vera. This has been Vera's View for the WWFU Internetwork.